How does the new budget impact you as an entrepreneur? For starters, $5 billion for financing businesses. This is now included in the Social and Economic Recovery and Vaccine Program, SERVE. Minister of State in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Dr. Norman Dunn, is here to tell us more. I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Moves, JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Thanks for joining me, Minister Dunn. How are you doing?
Great.
Okay, so I know you're probably looking forward to getting your vaccine.
I anxiously do.
So tell us, what's in the new budget for entrepreneurs?
Well, great question. The fact of the matter is that this government has continually recognized the importance of the MSME sector. I mean, it's a sector that is about 420,000 businesses contributing about 3.7% of the GDP. And therefore, it is important for us generally to recognize the importance of it. And the budget itself has reflected that. But even before the budget, I mean, just the programs generally that has been announced throughout the year. I mean, this is the year of the pandemic. The CARE program in particular, looked at a number of areas, and the MSME sector was one of the areas that also benefited from the CARE program. But specifically in the budget, as you would have heard the Minister of Finance announce recently, there's a $5 billion component that has a breakout of $1 billion for what we call a Go Digital program, right? It's about how do we enhance and how do we encourage businesses to move towards a digital platform or to digitize their business and the efficiencies that they can get from that Go Digital way. Of course, there's a $2 billion in addition to the $1 billion that looks at MSME lending, lending towards the MSME sector. And there's another $2 billion program that looks at equity financing generally. And we intend to see that with $2 billion and looking at co-investment with other partners to bring it up to about an $8 billion investment, creating a huge pool of opportunities, financial opportunities for the MSME sector. Of course, you have also heard a number of programs through the DBJ, but also programs through Exim Bank. Recently, we transferred $200 million from the MIDA program that we have suspended or we have mothballed, and we have transferred that facility into the Exim Bank. We're also looking at an additional million investment also towards the Exim Bank for on lending to the MSME sector. So there's a number of things that I'm so excited as the State Minister in the Ministry of Investment, Industry, Investment and Commerce, that we are creating these new opportunities for the MSME sector.
Yes, so quite a few things that you listed there. Let's go through some of them. So the Go Digital program, that is a grant or a loan program?
Well, in the Go Digital program, what we intend to do here is to offer to the MSME sector, I believe it's $200,000, of the $200,000 each to this particular companies as a grant. But then there's, in addition to that, an $800,000 component, right, that they can access as a loan at about 2% interest rate. So it's a combination of grant and loan, but the end result is that we want to bring businesses into the digital platform and the digital age so that they can achieve the efficiencies.
So the objective of this grant and loan is to get them to do things like set up websites,
to do their payroll systems, their accounting systems, to show them that you can get quite a bit of efficiencies by organizing your business along this pathway.
Okay, that sounds really good because a lot of businesses are still very cash-based.
Yes, not only that, but a lot of businesses are also informal.
Yes.
And you can remember or recall when they announced the CARE program, one of the challenges that we had was that the informality of the recipients generally created a bit of a problem for them to access the fund. And therefore, it is important that we continue to strive and to continue to strengthen the formal sector and the formality of business, moving them from the informality to formal.
So do you have to be a registered business to benefit from these programs?
Definitely have to be a registered business. And all of that too, in this landscape that we have now, and the number of entities, including the Company Office of Jamaica, I mean, they have put quite a bit of their businesses registration online through the EBRF program to allow for businesses to quickly register so that they can engage these various different services and financial avenue that we are creating for them.
And I ask that because in the budget debate, which recently concluded, the opposition leader made a point of saying that he didn't think that businesses need to be registered in order to qualify. And he thinks that this leaves a lot of businesses unable to benefit. What do you have to say to that?
And I quite frankly disagree. We cannot continue to perpetuate this informality. I mean, the entire world is going digital. Why want to relegate our businesses to the informality? This is an opportunity, and a great opportunity for us to bring them into formality. And the process is very simple. So it's not to say that we are not letting them become able to access the funds quickly. We are in fact creating the digital platform for them to register quickly so that they can be brought into the formal sector. And there's implications for it. There's a lot of implications for it, meaning that, I mean, the persons who these businesses will also do business with require this digital landscape and this digital platform. And therefore, it's important for us to get them onto this train, so to speak.
And there are other incentives for formalizing as well, because there's no more minimum business tax that was abolished.
Let me tell you something, Khalil. I remember when this thing was brought, because as you know, I'm in the private sector as well. When this thing was enacted by the previous government, I was livid. I mean, I did not want to pay it. Can you imagine?
It was a different time. It was a different time. We're under the IMF program.
I just disagree. I mean, not that it was not because of that different time, but you have to be more creative than that. That was not exercising creativity. You want to tax a business $60,000 before you make 1 cent? That's ridiculous. What is the incentive to go in business then? What is the incentive to register your business? What is the incentive to be formal? And you know you'll have to pay this. Why do it? So it was a disincentive for business.
But that's gone now. So fortunately, that's one of the reasons that it should provide an incentive for more businesses to formalize and be able to benefit from some of the programs that you've just outlined. Thank you so much, Dr. Dunn. We're going to talk some more next week.
And here's a recap of Minister Dunn's main points. $1 billion from the budget will go towards the Go Digital program to encourage businesses to move towards a digital platform. The Go Digital program will be a combination of grants and loans. $2 billion will be used for lending to MSMEs, and another $2 billion will be used for equity financing.
They say success is when preparation meets opportunity. Well, Dr. Dunn just outlined several opportunities available to you, the business owner. My advice, prepare to take full advantage of them. That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website at eximbankja.com and visit my website, KalilaReynolds.com, for a summary of this episode. You can click the link in the description box below. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Until next time.